What's up, guys? James Miller Media coming at you here with the ALDS series of the Saving Seattle Mariners series. Coming up this time, we're going in the 2028 ALDS against the Detroit Tigers, and now is just as good of a time as any to look over this team and who they are and what they've done. Overall, just one of the best teams in baseball. They started hot. 15-11, 15-14, 16-9, 16-10, 18-8, 16-12. Just every single month they've been great. At home, they were 46-35. On the road, 51-30. So you want to talk about some road warriors. Extra inning games, they went 10-3. One-run games, they went 30-12. Pythagorean record says they should have been 87-75, but instead they played 10 games better than Pythagorean at 97-65. Wow. Fourth best team in baseball in terms of batting is what it looks like. They are going to hit the ball a lot. They're not going to run the bases a lot. They're going to strike out. They're not going to take their walks. They hit some homers. They hit a lot of doubles, a lot of hits, but again, don't take walks. Good thing we don't give up walks or hits for our team. And it looks like they have an okay starting roster, great bullpen, and kind of the fourth best team in baseball in terms of pitching. So without further ado, let's go take a look at that pitching and what we're going to be going up against. Obviously, Tarek Skubal, one of the best pitchers in baseball. 202 innings pitched this year to 17% better than average. So just Chad Innings Eater of Chad Innings Eater, making $36 million for the next couple of years. I would take on that contract in a heartbeat. But starter number 2 is River Ryan, Quinn Priester, and Tyler Glasnow. So other than, I think that this is a team that we could take advantage of. Overall, they're looking all right. Alex Vezia is their best bullpen arm. Danny Young is also pretty good in the bullpen as well. They don't melt down a lot. We want to see Shelby Miller. We want to see Holby Milner. We want to see Kevin Gosman's in the bullpen as well, which I think that's one of their extra starters that they had. We don't want to see Drew Summers. We don't want to see Danny Young. We don't want to see Alex Vesia. We don't really want to see Tyler Madden either. But this is a pretty decent team. This is a decent squad. This is a much bigger upgrade over Boston, which was kind of put together with prayer and screws and duct tape. Lots of lefties on this team. And it's a good 50-50 mix of lefties and righties. We should be very familiar with Rafael Devers, who this year kind of had a very similar season to last year. Slugged a little bit better, got on base a little bit more, but dropped the OBP. Riley Green was their best player. Gilder Figueroa also was great. Glider Figueroa was good. Rafael Devers. Kerry Carpenter looked like he was hurt a little bit this year. Might just be a bench bat for them. Josh Lau was decent. Looks like he's mostly here for his glove in right field. Looks great. Orlando Arcia, backup shortstop. Parker Meadows, otherworldly defender in center field, but really not threatened a lot by that bat, especially versus lefties. Then on top of that, they have Jared Triolo, Ezekiel Duran, Darren Dillinger, and J.P. Crawford. J.P. Crawford is their starting shortstop, which should tell us a lot about what they think of Orlando Arcia, Kerry Carpenter, and the rest of this team. Marcus Simeon's also on this team. Kevin McGonigal is on this team. Dyron Lizarno is on this team, which he looks pretty decent. But without further ado, let's go ahead real quick and see the lineups, 1 versus 1. Comparison by lineup, it really likes us. Comparison by position, Cal Riley beats Darren Dillinger. Yeah, Yordan Alvarez beats Rafael Devers, sure. In fact, I do need to go ahead and change the lineup. We're going to DH him. Nolan Jones is going to play first base. Oh, shoot. This is my left-handed pitching roster. So just give me 1 second while I go ahead and make the adjustments, and I'll be right back. So this is the lineup that we're going with. We are going to give Yordan Alvarez another day off. He is just going to be a bench bat for us, a high-leverage pinch hitter. Nolan Jones is going to play first base. This is what our lineup's looking like. We got Corbin Carroll leading us off, Bo Bichette batting second, Julio Rodriguez third, Cal Riley fourth, Joey Ortiz fifth, Nolan Jones, Cole Young, Easton Carmichael catching, and Steven Kwan. So I want to get the right-handed batters in the lineup as early as possible, and I'm down to switch everyone out as soon as it needs to happen. And we're going to go ahead and jump into this game. Let's see if we can jump on Tarek Skubal as early as possible. But you know me, you got to start with a RISP. Corbin Carroll looks like he somehow got to second base. It could have been a bunt by Bo Bichette or a sac bunt, or something happened to where a fastball was put in play and Corbin Carroll was standing on second base. Let's see if Julio Rodriguez can... Nope, no he can't, because Tarek Skubal is absolutely ridiculous. We're going to run and hit here, see if we can get... Nope, Corbin Carroll's thrown out at third. Okay, so face the minimum. Oopsie daisies. Wanted to see if we can do anything. Brian Wu is on the bump for us, so that's something that I didn't go over very well. We have Brian Wu starting game number 1 for us. RISP, we get through it clean. Brian Wu looks like he's efficient. Now let's go ahead and see if we can do anything with another RISP. And another RISP. And another RISP. Who did it? Easton Carmichael, in his second at-bat of this postseason, just hit a solo homer off of one of the best pitchers in this save. We love it. Easton Carmichael coming up huge for the Seattle Mariners. Brian Wu is... Of course, he gives up one to Ezekiel Duran. Because why not, you know? 2 on here, 1 out for Joey Ortiz. Let's see what Joey can do. 1-1 count. That is going to be a liner into deep center field. Parker Meadows is going to get there very easily. Julio Rodriguez will not be able to score. Nolan Jones is up against Tariq Skubal, and that is going to be a grounder to the second baseman. That is going to be out number 3. So through 3.5, it is tied up 1-1. It is gone ahead. Riley Green has hit a solo homer to put up the Tigers 2-1. So it is time now that we need to start taking pitches, because through 4, he's at 57 pitches. So we're going to slow this down. We're going to see if we can start putting some balls in play. That is going to be a pop-up into right field. That is going to be caught for out number 1 by Nathaniel Lowe. Nathaniel Lowe, or is that Josh Lowe? That's Josh Lowe. Easton Carmichael is going to take this first pitch. That is going to be ball number 1. That should have been a strike, but it was a ball. And that is strike 1. Same exact spot. 3-2 count here to Easton Carmichael. That is going to be a pop-up on the infield. Third baseman's over. That is going to be a caught. Out number 2 for Triolo. Steven Kwan is up to bat. We are, again, going to take some pitches. We're going to see if we can get to this bullpen. 3-2 count here to Steven Kwan. That is going to be a liner through the left side of the infield, right side of the infield, excuse me. And that is going to be another base runner here for, excuse me, the Seattle Mariners. I'm going to take 1 pitch. Yep. Knew that was happening. We're going to take a pitch. Miss the mark with a fastball. And we are going to run and hit. That is going to be taken as a ball, but Steven Kwan is going to get into second base. We're going to take another pitch. Ball 3. And we're going to take another pitch. Strike 1. We're going to let you swing away, Corbin. That is going to be a grounder to Ezekiel Duran. We're going to get a good look at the bullpens and the dugouts, and that is going to be out number 3. We had a chance there, but it didn't happen. We're going to go ahead and RISP again. 2 on here for Dylan Dingler, excuse me. I mean, 1-0 count. That is going to be a liner into left field. That is going to get down for a base hit. But it is not going to be enough All right, we have to go to the bullpen here. We have to go to the bullpen. There's no other if, ands, or buts about it. We are going to go ahead and go to AJ Minter. There's a bunch of lefties coming up in a row, so we kind of have to. 1-0 count here, bases juiced. That is going to be a pop-up into right field. That is going to be caught by Corbin Carroll. He is coming home with it. That is going to be not in time. Oh, almost there. 1-2 count here. That is going to be a strikeout number 3. Or out number 3 on the inning, but not before Detroit scores another run. Tarek Skubal is up to 70-something pitches now, so we just need to see if we can scratch out a run, scratch out base hitters. Parker Meadows is going to easily be there. A 2-pitch out is not what we need. Julio Rodriguez, please. That is going to be a grounder. Down the first base line, gets past him. That is going to get all the way into the corner. Julio Rodriguez is going to get into second base, sliding, and is safe. Atta baby. Cal Riley is our DH today, and he is up to bat. Let's see what Cal Riley can do. 3-2 count. That is going to be a grounder up the middle. That is going to get past J.P. Crawford, and that is going to score our second run. Okay. RBI single by Cal Riley. Absolutely huge. Joey Ortiz up to bat. 2-2 count for Joey. Let's see if he can just slap it into the outfield. That is going to get down for a base hit. Cal Riley did have to hold up, so he's probably at third base. First and third here. 1 out for Nolan Jones, and it is time. I don't care. We are bringing in Yordan Alvarez. We have to bring in Yordan Alvarez. We have to. 0-2 count. Strikeout. Oh my God. No. Run and hit. In at second base for Cole Young. 1-1 count. That is going to be a grounder to the shortstop, J.P. Crawford. On to first base. Just in time. Retires the side. Do I have another person who can play first base? Trey Young can. So I'm going to have Trey Young come in and play first base. Man. Oh, that's so frustrating. All right. Bunch of lefties. We are actually going to go to Connolly early and see if he can just pitch the rest of the game. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. If not, we got plenty of bullpen. Boom. Risp. He is at 97 pitches. Easton, come on. 1-2 count. That is a pop-up into left field. That is going to be deep, and that is going to be gone! Home run number 2 for Easton Carmichael. Oh my goodness. Easton. Oh my goodness. And we are tied off of a big at-bat from Easton Carmichael. Oh my goodness. Stephen Kwan is up to bat. 1-2 count against Alex Vesia, their best bullpen pitcher, coming in the 7th to make sure that nothing else happens. Corbin Carroll's now up to bat. 0-2 count. Alex Vesia is going to take care of business here is what it looks like. Oh, that doesn't look good. There's 2 balls there. We're going to have a taken pitch here by Bo Bichette. Let's see if he can. Ball 1. Another pitch here by Bo Bichette. Let's see. Strike 1. Bo Bichette. 1-2 count. Put that ball in play. That is going to be a strikeout swinging. Expanded the strike zone. That is going to be out number 3. Righty, lefty, righty. We got Connolly early on the bump. We're going to see if he can take it. Boom. Angel Zerpa against Julio Rodriguez. First pitch. Julio is swinging. That is going to be a swinging bunt, and he is going to get on a swinging bunt. Atta baby. We are going to take 1 pitch with big dump. That is going to be a strike. 1-2 count here to big dumper. That is going to be a strikeout. Joey Ortiz is up to bat. We are going to go ahead and run and hit. There's a pitch out. It looked like he dropped it. We're going to risp. Man. Okay. Righty, lefty, 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 lefty. we're going to let Connolly Early go one more. Rafael Devers. 1-2 count here from Connolly Early. That is going to be a pop-up into right field. That looks like it's getting over. No, it's not. Corbin Carroll catches it. And just like that, we're in the top of the ninth, tied 3-3. I have no one who I can bring in. Ugh. Trey Morgan's up the bat. 1-0 count here to Trey Morgan. That is going to be a liner up the middle in for a base hit. That is a great start. Cole Young is up. Easton Carmichael, Stephen Kwan. Let's just go ahead and take one pitch. Strike. Let's bunt. Let's bunt again. That is a bunt right back to the pitcher. On to second for out number 1. Of course. Let's see Easton Carmichael. 1-1 count. That is going to be a grounder through the right field side. That is going to be in for a single. Cole Young is going to be able to get to third base. Carmichael's going to second. He goes in hard. Carmichael is out. Oh, my goodness. And they just upgraded Orlando Arcia's in. Stephen Kwan. You know what? No. Tavian Josenberger. We're bringing in Tavian. He's going to play left field next inning. He swings right-handed. Let's see what he can do. 0-0 count. That is going to be a grounder to first base. Gets through! Gets through! That is going to get a run home. And just like that, Seattle is up 4-3 here in the top of the ninth. Oh my goodness. We're going to run and hit because let's just get this inning over with. I don't care. I don't care. We are winning 4-3. Who's up for them? Righty, lefty, righty. Okay. Griffin Jacks. Get in here, bud. We're going to risp. Pinch hitter. Lefty. We're going to let Griffin Jacks go. Oh, yep. Dylan Dingler. 1-2 count. That is going to be a pop-up into center field. Probably deep enough to score. Throwing in home. That is going to score him. And we are going to extras here. I'm going to let him go one more batter. That is going to be a liner into the gap. Tavian Josenberg is there, and that is going to be an out. And we are going to extras. Oh, man. Let's see if we can get a sneaky little bump for a hit. Nope. One-two count here to Corbin Carroll. That is going to be a grounder. Line drive into the gap. That is going to, or down the line, that's going to be extra bases. That is at least one for Corbin Carroll. Stand-up double. Absolutely huge for the program. Oh my goodness. Bo Bichette is up to bat. Bo Bichette is going to sack bunt here. Of course. Of course. And we're going to see 1-2 count. That is going to be a strikeout. He misses the bunt. Julio Rodriguez is up to bat. They walk him. For Cal Riley? Big dumper, do what you do best. That is going to be a grounder to second base, on to second for one. And apparently hit into double plays is what he does best. So we got 3 lefties in a row coming up. Let's see who we got in the bin. We got Keegan Akin, Jesus Luzardo. We got Nathan Lavander. Let's go to Nathan. Yep, Nathan Lavender. Rips. Runner on third. He hit a triple. That's insane. 0-2 count here. Just strike him out. Strike him out. Let's go. Come on, Nathan. Jared Triolo is up to bat. Why do I want to give Nathan the chance? Let me see. I'm giving him the chance. Count. That is going to be a liner into center. No. No, I blew it. No. Just like that. Crazy game. Griffin Jacks just didn't do his job. Brian Wu didn't do his job. Connolly Early absolutely shoved. Man. Good game. Great freaking game. That's how I wish all playoff games played, to be very honest. And we finished today. Let's go ahead and jump into game number 2. This is a must-win game for us. We are going to have Yordan Alvarez DH. In fact, we're going to also sit Nolan Jones. We're going to have Trey Morgan come in and bat 5th because he's been crazy. Corbin Carroll, yeah. Julio Rodriguez, yeah. Cal Riley, yeah. Yeah, I'm fine with this lineup. Yep. Let's go ahead and do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Zach Gallen is on the bump for us. Let's go ahead and hit a first inning risp. Man, we score 2. Cal Riley, 2-run homer. Absolutely awesome. Zach Gallen risp. Perfect. And Zach Gallen gave up a 2-run homer to Kerry Carpenter. Love that. Lots of risps here. Risp. We're going to half inning. Yeah, we're fine. Yordan Alvarez. Let's see what you can do. 1-0 count to Yordan. That is a liner over the head of the third baseman. That is going to get down for at least a single. Base hit for Yordan. Trey Morgan's up to bat. 0-0 count. That is a balk. Wants an explanation from the ump. Explanation is you balked, brother. All right, let's see Trey Morgan now with ducks on the pond. 0-2 count. That is going to be a grounder to second. Hey, productive at bat, Trey Morgan. That's what's going to get you paid, brother. Absolutely love that. Now, Joey Ortiz is up to bat. Infield is in 3-2 count. That is going to be a line drive into left field. That is going to score 1 run. And just like that, Seattle retakes the lead 3-2. And he goes into second base. He takes a double. Let's go. Still got a runner in scoring position. 1 out here for Stephen Kwan. 3-0 count. That is going to be ball 4. Stephen Kwan is on. 2 on here for Bo Bichette. 1-0 count. Bo Bichette's going to ground it to the second baseman. On to second for 1. On to first. Just in time. Oh, man. Zach Gallen's at 42 pitches after 3 innings. That's fine. Triple O hit a homer. Love that. Corbin Carroll hit a homer. Love that. All right. Zach Gallen. Perfect. Needed that shutdown inning. Holby Milner is in. Yordan. 3-2 count. Let's see what he can do. That is going to be a liner into center field, but is going to be right at Parker Meadows. That is going to be out number 1. We're going to risp. Nothing doing. 67 pitches after 5. We're going to let him go. 1 more risp. Kerry Carpenter is up. Kerry Carpenter. I'm letting Zach Gallen go. He's my workhorse. He's my starter. That is going to be a liner up the middle. That is going to get down for a base hit. It is 4-4. And we are going to... Pinch hitter. All right. Since there was a pinch hitter, we are going to go to the bullpen. We're going to go to Keegan Akin. And we are going to see 2-2 count here for Keegan. Strikeout. Dylan Dingler. Pop up onto the infield. It looks like Trey Morgan's going to be there. And Trey is there for out number 3. We got another dogfight. Risp. Dang. Risp. Perfect. Angel Zerpa's in. Julio Rodriguez, let's see it. 0-2 count. Julio's on fire. 1 for 3 in this game so far. That is going to be a liner into center field. That is going to be caught. Kyle Riley is up. 3-2 count here. That is going to be ball 4. Yordan Alvarez is up. 2-1 count. That is going to be a pop-up on the infield. Catcher is there. Catcher catches it. That is out number 2. Trey Morgan. 0-2 count. That is going to be a liner into the gap. That is going to get down in front of Parker Meadows. Trey is thinking about going to second. I cannot tell where he is. He's rounded it hard. Cal Riley comes all the way around from first base to grab the lead, and we are up 5-4. Joey Ortiz is up. That is going to be down in the dirt for ball 1. Or just misses it. Hits him in the chest, I guess. 2-1 count to Joey. That is going to be a liner into right field. That is going to get down in front of him. And just like that, Trey Morgan comes in to score, and it is a 6-4 game here for Seattle. Stephen Kwan is up to bat, 3-0 count, and I am not just going to do a run and hit to get us out of the inning. I want every single run I can possibly get. Bo Bichette against his former team, 1-0 count directly to the shortstop. That is going to be out number 3. McGonigal is their shortstop for this game. Is it really? Yeah, the shortstop. Okay. Keegan Akin is done. I'm going to go ahead and set Jeremiah Estrada into the game. RISP. Done. RISP. Julio Rodriguez against Angel Zerpa. 3-2 count. Who is going to get it? That is going to be a strikeout. Ty Madden is on. 1-2 count here to Big Dumper. Let's see what Cal Riley can do. That is going to be a strikeout. Swing and a miss. Yordan Alvarez is up. 2-on. 1-0 count. Jumping on this pitch. That is going to be a grounder to the first baseman. That is going to be stepped on by Rafael Devers for out number 3. Now coming in to the game is going to be Ryan Walker. Ryan Walker will be facing Kerry Carpenter, Marcus Simeon, and Dylan Dingler. And we are just going to RISP. I don't even want to attempt it. McGonigal's been hot. We are going to go to AJ Minter. 1-2 count here. Let's shut this game down. That is going to be a grounder to Joey Ortiz. On to first base. He is out. And this series is split at 1 game apiece. We took care of it in the 8th inning. Absolutely loved it. Our team's starting to put stuff together. Did exactly what we needed to do. I will see you guys in the next game. And we are jumping into game number 3. We have Quinn Priester versus Cade Horton. Looking at it right now, we're going to let Easton Carmichael come in and catch. We're going to let Cal Riley DH just because Yordan Alvarez is just hurt. It's affecting him, and we're at home. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. Let's RISP. Kevin McGonigal is already on second base. I don't like this, but we're just going to hit half inning. It's the first inning. Yep, there we go. Perfect. And let's RISP. Corbin Carroll with a leadoff home run. Love it. 2 on here. 1 out for Joey Ortiz. Cal Riley and Trey Morgan were able to get on. Let's see what Joey Ortiz can do. 2-2 count. That is going to be a grounder through the left side. That is going to score at least 1. On around to score is Trey Morgan. That is going to be 2. And just like that, Seattle has jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the first inning. Let's run and hit. Let's see. That is going to be a ball inside, and that is going to be a stolen base. We already have another guy in scoring position. Let's see if Stephen Kwan can adjust and do something. That is going to be a pop-up on the infield, and that is going to go ahead and be caught, I believe, by Marcus Simeon. No, Ezekiel Duran is playing today. Easton Carmichael is up to bat. 2-2 count. Let's see if he can do anything here. That is going to be a deep fly ball into center field. That is going to get caught for out number 3. Ooh, I thought we were about to be up 5-0, not going to lie. But now we can just kind of cruise control with Cade Horton. And boom. Julio Rodriguez is on second base. Cal Riley is up. 0-2 count. That is going to be strikeout. 1 out, 1 on here for Trey Morgan. 1-0 count here. And that is going to be a liner into center field. That is going to be over the head. That is going to kick around out there. I'm so confused of what that was. I'm assuming that's a ground rule double. Deep to the right field. Ball clears a fence on one hop. Ground rule double. Hey, trade places with them. Come on, Joey. 2-2 count. Put it in play. That is going to be a grounder up the middle. That is going to be caught by McGonigal. Not in time for Joey Ortiz. That is huge. Stephen Kwan. That is going to be a fly ball into center field. That is going to be caught. It is going to be deep enough to score Trey Morgan. And we're going to run and hit 2 outs. And that is going to be thrown out at second base. I got to stop stealing, honestly. But not before we're up 5-0. Cade Horton here is carrying a no-hitter through 4. Absolutely awesome. 55 pitches through 4, though, is a little bit rough. We're just going to keep risping, honestly, half inning. 65, perfect, half inning. 74, we're going to let you go one more. 3-1 count here to Rafael Devers. That's going to be a pop-up. Yep. Let's see if Cade Horton can get us through 7, because if he can get us through 7, we're going to be in a great position for the rest of this. Oh, no. I always see that animation, and I think it's going to be an infield single to the pitcher, and it just makes me mad. But it's not. 2 outs here, 1-2 count. Cade Horton, grounder to second base, and that is going to be the inning for the Detroit Tigers. 1 hit through 7 for Detroit. Absolutely love it. And we're just going to half inning it because it doesn't really matter. All right, we are going to go to Jesus Luzardo to pitch the rest of the game. Risp. Nothing. Risp. Nothing. Risp. Half inning. Yeah. Okay. Boom. 5-0. Only used 2 pitchers. Absolutely dominant stuff by Cade Horton. Just missing bats. Player of the game. Absolutely love it. And just like that, we're up 2-1. And welcome to Game 4. Right now we're winning 2-1. 1 p.m. start time is criminal, but hey, it's what we're going to do. We are going to let Yordan Alvarez bat this game. Easton Carmichael's great and all, but I think if we just bat him a little bit lower, let Trey Morgan take that 4-hole spot from him, and just let Yordan do Yordan things, a little bit later in the lineup, we'll be all right. Bryce Miller is on the bump for us today, so we are going up against Tyler Glasnow. Let's go ahead and see if we can just take care of business. Detroit gets a 2-run home run from Josh Lowe. Dang. Don't like to see that. A walk and a homer is what kills us. 2 on here for Bo Bichette. Both Joey Ortiz and Yordan Alvarez got on base. Let's see what Bo Bichette can do. 1-0 count here to Bo. That is going to be a fly ball into shallow center field. Parker Meadows is there, and that is going to be caught for out number 2. And they have to take him out of the game. Holby Milner is in. Stephen Kwan is going to bat here. 1-1 count to Holby. Or Hobby Milner. That is going to be a grounder to the first baseman. That is going to be on to first base for out number 3. But hey, we're in an interesting position now. And we risp. Gives up a home run to Dylan Dingler, whatever. Risp again. Risp. 2 on here for Trey Morgan. 1-2 count. That is going to be a pop-up into center field. Parker Meadows is moving back. He's moving back, and that is going to be gone. And just like that, this game is tied 3-3. One big swing from Trey Morgan. And what did I say when I traded for him? I wanted him to take Yordan Alvarez's place. Well, you want to talk about taking his place. He has been nothing but amazing since coming over from Tampa Bay. Absolutely awesome. And look at that. Bo Bichette is up. I'm doing something. This is going to be weird, but trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust. Wong Sai, no. Wong Sai, no. I'm over here saying trust. I'm just tired of Bo Bichette. All right. So what we're going to do is Wang Sai is going to go play second base. Cole Young is going to go play third base. And we're just going to roll with it. Bryce, Risp. Ezekiel Duran. Yeah, we're going to let you pitch to the bottom of this lineup, and then you might be done, brother. That is grounded to first. Shortstop out at second for 1, and that's all they're going to get. They're going to get an RBI. Have to take him out of the ball game. Another Kerry Carpenter, one of their best hit, separated shoulder. That's terrible for them. Oh, I hate that. And Risp. Okay. We are also going to Risp. Bryce Miller, you've taken us through 4. Perfect. I really want to go to Connolly early. And I'm going to go to Connolly early. Risp. Half inning. Gets through it. Cal Riley versus Drew Summers. 2-2 count. That is going to be a line drive down the first base line. That is going to be fair ball. Looks like Cal Riley's going to be on his horse. The man has disappeared into the outfield wall, but can't stop him from getting to second base. That is going to be a leadoff double here for Cal Riley. That knocks him out of the game, and here comes Alex Vesia, the most effective regular season reliever so far. 3-0 count here to Trey Morgan. I wouldn't want to pitch to Trey either. I'm giving him full green lights because, oh my gosh, this man is a playoff menace. But just like that, Joey Ortiz is up to bat. 1-2 count to Joey. That is going to be a liner at the third baseman. That is going to be out number 1 for this inning. Yordan Alvarez, 1-2 count. That is going to be a grounder to the first baseman. On to second for 1. Back to first for probably 2. Yep, Alvarez has not been it for this playoffs. But we're showing life. We're showing life. Risp. Perfect. Risp. Cole Young on second base for Corbin Carroll. 3-2 count here to Corbin Carroll. Let's see if he can get that bat on the ball. That is going to be a strikeout. Good framing work by Dillinger. I'm already knowing that I'm going to be upset for this strikeout call. I'm not mad against it. Not mad. Connolly early is going to go one more Risp. And I shouldn't have gone one more Risp. Nathan Lavender, you're coming in. We're going to half inning it, and they score 2. We Risp. Who scored? Kyle Riley hit another homer. Risp. Trey Morgan on second base. Joey Ortiz, 3-2 count. That is going to be a walk, and that is 2 on for Yordan Alvarez. 3-2 count here to Yordan. That is going to be a line drive at the second baseman. Ezekiel Duran is there, and Wang Sai is up to bat. Wang Sai, 1-0 count. Wang Sai hits it to shallow center field, but that is not going to get the job done. We do scratch one back, though. We do scratch one back. All right, we got 4 righties in a row. We go to Jeremiah Estrada. Risp. Risp. Man. And, I mean, we Risp. 2 on here. Angel Zerpa for Corbin Carroll. That is a 2-2 count here to Corbin Carroll, who is going to strike out looking. I mean, that's a strike. With it that close, man. Julio Rodriguez is up to bat. 2 on here. 3-2 count. Swing. Grounder to the first baseman. He's going to go to second base for the first out. No relay made play. River Ryan, the pitcher, starting pitcher River Ryan, is on to face Cal Riley. 1-0 count. Cal Riley hits a ground ball to the second baseman Ezekiel Duran, and that is going to be out number 3. We threaten, but we don't score. Unfortunate here for us. Jeremiah Estrada is going to go for the 9th, and we got to go one at a time here. Trey Morgan, 3-1 count. That is going to be ball 4. Joey Ortiz, 2-2 count. Swung on, put into play, left field, going to be caught. That is out number 1. Yordan Alvarez, now's a great time to check in. Hey, we take a walk. We take a walk. Tying run is at the plate. Nolan Jones can run well. Yeah, Nolan Jones is going to come in, and he is going to run for Yordan. Wang Sai is up to bat. It's a right-handed guy. Wing Sai's done terrible versus righties. We're just going to take pitches until we get a strike. Take pitches until you get a strike. Strike. Swing away. 3-2 count. Wang Sai checks a swing, walks. Bases loaded here for Stephen Kwan. 1-0 count. Ball's going to be in play. That is going to be a grounder to the shortstop. On to second for 1. On to first for 2. And that is going to be a double play. That's how the game will end. Man. Oh, if Stephen Kwan gets that to the outfield. And this series is evened up at 2 games apiece. And we got Brian Wu. Oh, we got Brian Wu going for the last game. Okay. Uh-oh. Brian Wu versus Tariq Skubal. Oh my God. We're just going to jump right into it. Let's go ahead and look at splits versus left. Easton Carmichael hasn't been great. We're actually going to have Wang Sai. Who's done better? Not Trey Morgan. I mean, Stephen Kwan's going to come in. Wang Sai is going to come in. Honestly, I'm going to do a weird thing. Wang Sai is coming in for Cole Young. Josenberger's... Stephen Kwan is coming in for Josenberger. Julio Rodriguez, Cal Riley. Easton Carmichael is coming in for Nolan Jones. And he is catching. Cal Riley is DHing. Trey Morgan is coming in for Yordan Alvarez. I accidentally brought Steven. Nope. We're going to do Tavian, actually. He's going to play left field. Am I getting too cute? Probably. But if it's the cuteness that kills me... Oh, man. I already don't like this feeling. But we risp. We risp. We risp. We risp. And more risps. It is a pitcher's duel. Let's start taking some pitches. Get this pitch count up. Get him out of the game. We got to get him out of the game. Got to get Tariq Skubal out of this game. 2-0 count. It's going to be a 2-1 count. 3-0 count. We're taking. Straight taking. We're taking till a 3-2 count. We are taking till a 3-2 count. 3-2. That is going to be a grounder to third base. 6 pitch at bat, though. If we can do 3 6-pitch at bats this inning, that's 18 pitches. Take. Ball 1. Take. Strike 1. 1-2 count here to Trey Morgan. That is going to be a strikeout. Joey Ortiz. Ball 1. Strike 1. 3-2 count to Joey Ortiz. That is going to be strikeout number 3. Yeah, that's a strikeout. And we risp. Strong is, oh my God, 1-2 count. That is a strikeout for Parker Meadows. Riley Green is up to bat. That is going to be a grounder to the first baseman. That is going to be out number 2. Rafael Devers is up. 1-2 count. That is going to be a strikeout. Go sit down in the dugout, Devers. And at the end of 4, nothing but 2 hits. 0-0 ball game. It is a pitcher's duel. And we are going to get this pitcher out of the game as soon as we can. 3-2 count to Easton Carmichael, and it ends in a walk. We have already got him up to 69 pitches. Nice. Through 5 innings so far. We're going to take... Strike 1. All right. We're going to bunt. We're going to bunt. Pick off. Safe. We're going to bunt. It just absolutely... Man. 1-2 count. Get back. Pop up to first. Devers is on the move. He grabs it. Wang Sai is up to bat. We are taking a pitch. Ball 1. Take a pitch. Ball 2. Take a pitch. I meant to say take a pitch, and I gave him a green light. Oopsie daisy. Josenberger. Let's hit and run. Swung on, missed, hosed. And let's risp. McGonagall hits a solo homer. I mean, let's just risp. Brian Woos threw 60 pitches, risp. Another solo homer by Parker Meadows, who's gotten one hit this entire time. Half inning. All right. Someone's got to do it. 1-2 count here to Cal Riley. That is going to be a grounder to third baseman. That is going to be an absolutely great play by Triolo. Trey Morgan up. 1-2 count here. That is going to be a strikeout. Joey Ortiz, 3-1. That is going to be a grounder to McGonagall. That is going to be on to first for out number 3. Through 7, Tariq Skubal's been as advertised. Brian Wu, righty, lefty, righty, righty. Okay, we're going to go risp. Lefty up. We are going to go ahead and go to the bullpen. We are going to go to AJ Minter. 3-2 count here. That is on the ground towards the shortstop Ortiz, on to first base, and that is going to be out number 3. All right. Tariq Skubal is still in this game. 102 pitches. Easton Carmichael up to bat. That is going to be a liner into center field. That's going to get down. That hopefully chases him from the game. Angel Zerpa is up. Bo Bichette, 1-0 count. Now would be a perfect time to break out of the slump. Hits a fly ball into right field. That is going to get out. That is going to get out. That is a homer. That is a tie ball game. On half as many hits, the Seattle Mariners are able to score just as many runs as Detroit. And just like that, it is a 0-0 ball game. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Needed that. Bo Bichette break out in a big way. Wang Tsai. Let's see what you can do. 1-2 count here to Wang. That is going to be strikeout. Tavian Josenberg is up to bat. 1-1 count here to Tavian. That is going to be a grounder to the first baseman, and that gets through. Tavian is on. 1 runner on here for Corbin Carroll. 3-1 count. That is going to be a walk. 2 on here for, you guessed it, Julio Rodriguez. Let's see if J-Rod. 1-0 count. That is going to be a grounder to the third baseman. Step on third, throw across the diamond. That is going to be a double play. Oh, no, it's not. Big dumper up. Big dumper doing dumpy things. That is going to be a fly ball into left field. That is going to be gone. It's gone. Oh my gosh. And just like that, you chase the starter from the game. The bullpen blows it up. That is a 5-2 lead here from Seattle. I am getting hyped. They're bringing in Shelby Miller. Wave the white flag. That is ball game. Ball game. Risp. I don't care. Oh my gosh. Let's go. We got all the lefties going up. We're going to bring in Keegan Akin. Risp. 2 on here for Rafael Devers. 1 strike. That is going to be a liner into right field. I probably shouldn't have called game already. I'm already regretting my decisions. Bases loaded here for Jae-Young Kim. And we are going straight out to Ryan Walker. 1-0 count. Bases are loaded. That is going to be a line drive into right field. That is going to get down for a base hit. That is going to score 2. And just like that, it is a brand new ball game. It is a 1-0 ball game just as much. It is 4-2 here for Detroit. 3-2 count here. That is a walk. Oh my God. Oh, I can't handle it. Josh Lowe is up to bat. 1-0 count. That is going to be a grounder up the middle. And just like that, the game is tied. And just like that, they take the lead. It is now 6-5 Detroit. Oh my God, no. Do we wave defeat now? No. I mean, I'm just going to half inning it. Oh no. 11-5. That's ball game. How do we let our best pitchers do that? No. And just like that, our season is over. Just like that, our season is over. We had it in the bag, 5-2. Oh, man. Let's go take a look at that. So 5-2. Keegan Akin comes in, blows the game. And then Ryan Walker comes in, and they just can't do anything. Absolutely brutal way to lose it. We let him score 9 in the 8th. And I mean, that's just, you hang your hat. You lost it. Oh, well. Let's go ahead and look at the rest of the playoff picture. Tampa Bay sweeps Baltimore. New York sweeps Atlanta. And Cincinnati has been eliminated from the World Series contention. Holy crap. That is insane. So I'm riding with Tampa Bay. Avenge us and win your first World Series. I'll be back to show you where the World Series matchup is going to end up as. And it will be a battle of the East. Florida versus New York. Tampa Bay versus the Mets. And I think we broke the Tigers. They went down 3-0 and then scratched 2 back. But the Rays were just inevitable at this point. Hopefully the Rays take care of business. I want them to win a World Series for the first time. And then the Mets, same thing, beating the Cubs. I want Tampa Bay to win this one more than anything. And it is all tied up, 3 games apiece here. Who is going to win Game 7? It is Tampa Bay. It is Tampa Bay. Let's look at this World Series. So New York wins Game 1. New York wins Game 2. Tampa Bay wins Game 3. New York wins Game 4. So they're down 3-1. And Tampa Bay rattles off 3 to win. Oh my goodness. Absolutely huge for... wow. Chandler Simpson, your World Series MVP. Absolutely incredible. Love to see that. And we will get into the off season next episode. We got work to do. Overall, we're just going to take a look at our score real quick, just so you guys are aware. Save the game real quick. 748. Yeah, we got a lot of work still to do. So from me, your manager for Saving Seattle, I'll see you guys next time.